faithfully conveying value, interpreting great books from around the globe. Um, Hello, this is Sally's Book Talk. Today we'll explore the book called Life in Old Beijing. When people think of Old Beijing, their first impression is often the authentic Beijing dialect, the elegant courtyard houses, and those towering walls of the Forbidden City. Actually, Old Beijing culture refers to the traditional culture of the ancient capital, preserving imperial heritage while blending diverse ethnic influences, creating a unique fusion of courtly and folk traditions. This book vividly recreates the daily lives of Beijing residents during the late Qing and early Republic periods. The author, Jin Shaoxin, was a folklorist, traditional performance researcher, and true Beijinger. Born in late Qing era, he grew up in a Manchu-bordered Yellow Banner family and studied literature and philosophy at Peking University during the Republic. He possessed deep knowledge and affection for all aspects of Old Beijing: customs, daily necessities, entertainment circles, various trades, storytelling, and classical music. Now, let me share with you three dimensions: food, entertainment, wedding customs, and diverse professions. When traveling, don't we always wonder about local food and fun first? So today we'll start with Old Beijing's culinary delights, beginning with food. Old Beijing cuisine falls into three categories: everyday dishes like stewed cabbage or stir-fried pother mustard, snacks, and celebratory meals. The most unique? Definitely stir-fried fermented mung bean paste. This mung bean paste is actually soybean residue left from tofu making, stir-fried with lamb fat, mustard greens, and carrots. Authentically fragrant, appetite-whetting, and affordable. No wonder it's beloved. Even Peking Opera master Ma Liang adored this dish, a true Old Beijing specialty. Snacks like mustard tuber mounds, stir-fried pickles, and jellyfish salad also pack flavor. But ordinary families only prepared these during festivals. Daily meals were simpler. Now, celebratory meals, holiday feasts, families prepared to reward themselves. Usually meat-centric, stewed beef or lamb or offal stew, diaozi means pork entrails. Fancier households added poultry or fish. So, what are the characteristics of Old Beijing's culinary culture? Although Beijing cuisine incorporates strengths from various regions, it has few signature dishes, yet elevates regional specialties like ludagen, originally a northeastern snack that gained fame in Beijing. Or take Peking duck, though now you see Peking duck has become Beijing's culinary icon, yet it originated in Nanjing but achieved global fame in Beijing. Over a century ago, roast duck was immensely popular. Countless duck restaurants dotted the capital, and Empress Dowager Cixi featured it at all her banquets. Two other culinary hallmarks: seasonality and sophistication. For instance, spring pancakes are essential during Star of Spring. Their magic lies in fillings, raw sauce, and scallion shreds. The scallions must be finely sliced, accompanied by braised meat. Premium braised meat comes from Donghuman Street or Jinhu Tower, paired with stir-fried mixed vegetables, starring bean sprouts and vermicelli. Finally, wrapping everything in a thin wheat pancake creates authentic spring pancakes. In summer, chilled sour plum drink dispels the heat. Simply soak sour plums in boiling water, strain, add cane sugar, and refrigerate. The taste, sweet yet refreshingly light. One bowl in summer brings endless delight. Century-old shops like Xinyuanjai, Liu Licheng, and Jilangjai still craft beloved sour plum drinks today. Come autumn, grilled mutton takes center stage. Authentic preparation requires grilling mutton on iron grates over pinwood fires. That's the signature aroma. Jianyang Lu Restaurant, Tianmen, hosted historical figures like Yuan Shikai, Duan Qirui, and Li Yuanheng. There's also the saying, North Ji, South Wan, referring to Grill Ji and Grill Wan restaurants. Both still operate today, sharing their century-long legacy. In winter, hot pot becomes essential. So it's glossy. Exactly. Hot pot. Old Beijingers meticulously select ingredients and broth. Beyond beef or mutton, expect pork meatballs, donkey meat, and more. The broth simmers with premium mushrooms, Sichuan preserved vegetables, and lamb tail fat. Imagine bitter winter outside, howling winds, while inside everyone gathers around a hot pot with some ergot liquor, pure bliss. Now, about sophistication, Old Beijingers used extremely ordinary ingredients. Despite limited resources, they explored every preparation method imaginable. Take chicken. Count the dishes. Sui lu chicken, tongzi chicken, paper wrap chicken, white dip chicken, fermented black bean chicken, curry chicken, five spice chicken, kung pao chicken, soy chicken dices. Nearly 100 variations. This dedication formed Beijing cuisine, rooted in northern traditions while embracing regional specialties. Beyond eating, Old Beijingers cherished drinking. Speaking of drinking, let's begin with alcohol. They mainly consumed yellow wine and distilled liquor. Yellow wine was mild and smooth. It resonated with ancient Chinese scholars' reserved nature. Its consumers were primarily upper-class literati. Zhu Ziqing famously bid farewell with yellow wine. Places like Lu, Quanzhou, Xingyeko still showcase this tradition today. But distilled liquor was more popular. Strong, pungent, affordable, beloved by commoners. Distillery shops were tiny, often just storefronts with 2 or 3 seats. Patrons drank around wine vats using lids as tables, hence big wine vat shops. Lao She's rickshaw boy vividly describes these big wine vat establishments. By the Republic era, big wine vats replaced yellow wine shops, boosting nearby eateries, serving liquor-pairing snacks like boiled tripe. Historic distilleries like Liubiu and Duichu near Qianmen still operate today. They've transformed, no longer resembling old big wine vat shops. Bulk liquor sales gave way to bottled versions, like our familiar Ergo 2. Now let's discuss tea. Old Beijingers favored scented tea, partly for its resistance to flavor loss. Poor transportation meant tea took months from southern farms. Scented tea's robust flavor and shelf life made it popular. Until the 1990s, scented tea remained hugely popular in Beijing. Also because Beijing's alkaline heavy water, scented tea's robust flavor masks the bitterness perfectly. Oh, and premium water sources? Mainly around Yukon Mountain, but historically reserved for imperial households. Brewing tea with it signified elite status. Naturally, we must mention tea houses when discussing Beijing tea. Old Beijing had diverse tea houses, like storytelling tea houses. Before storytelling began, they resembled ordinary tea houses. But once tales unfolded, separate storytelling fees applied. Clearly, these weren't just tea spots. They blended leisure, dining, and socializing. Now, beyond food and drinks, let's explore Old Beijing's entertainment. Daily pleasures, pet keeping, storytelling, and opera appreciation. Pets weren't just cats and dogs. Birds, fish, and crickets called chung in Beijing dialect were cherished. Picture summer mornings, elders practicing Tai Chi by the Forbidden City moat, bird cages beside them. Afternoons gathered in tea houses. These scenes defined old Beijing life. Pet keeping was an art. Bird cage components varied by species. Perches, food pots, even canopy fabrics. Entire trades thrived on this. King-era artisan Fusaners cages cost 10 silver dollars, a worker's monthly wage. Popular birds included thrushes, parrots, and larks. Dozens of species. Methods: cage raising tilong or perch training jianyao. Perch training taught tricks, catching beads, grabbing flags, more spectacular than dogs fetching frisbees. But today, such training skills are rare. Only cage raising survives. Beyond pet keeping, old Beijingers cherished storytelling and folk performances. Think storytelling, crosstalk, octagonal drum, Chak ballads, you name it. Beijing's Tianqiao district nurtured countless performers, including later legends like crosstalk master Lu Baorui. Today, Tianzhou remains synonymous with Beijing's folk performance culture. Like dining, their leisure activities were season-specific and equally refined. Come spring, kite flying captivated Old Beijingers. A local nursery rhyme went, "Third spring month, willows green, friends gather in suburbs to fly kites." Major kite-making schools included Cow Style, Ha Style, and others. The legend claims Cao Shuikin's descendants founded Cow-style kites, techniques found in his manuscripts, specifically the Phase High collection. To honor him, they named it Cow-style kite making. When summer arrived, water activities beckoned. Within Beijing, Shishahai's waterways reigned supreme. Its numerous ice cellars let people relax by the water in summer, sipping chilled sour plum drink. Pure seasonal bliss. Beijing's autumn is breathtaking, Waiter Yu Dafu declared. If I could keep northern autumns, I'd trade 2/3 of my life for 1/3 of its days. Autumn rituals included ginkgo and maple viewing, plus reed catkins at Taoranting Pavilion, willow reflections at Diaoyutai, climbing high on Double Ninth Festival to remember loved ones, Jingshan, White Pagoda Temple, and Beihai's Qianghua Island were perfect. Winter ushered in ice sports. Shichahai and Tonghui River became prime venues. Bingxi, ice play, encompassed skating, ice ball games, and more. The Qing dynasty even had elite 8-banner Bingxi battalions performing annual exhibitions for emperors. Oh, clearly, Old Beijingers' culinary and leisure expertise wasn't just reputation. It formed a unique cultural identity. Having covered food and fun, let's explore part 2, Old Beijing's wedding and funeral customs. The Old Beijingers prized etiquette above all, emphasizing propriety and face, with every action conforming to rules from dawn till dusk. What? Old Beijingers often complained like this. Listen, look at this person. How could they not understand basic decency? That's picking faults. In Beijing dialect, it's also called Tao Yan. So what were Old Beijing's actual etiquette customs? Let's explore through life milestones, wedding customs, funeral rites, and annual rituals like ancestral worship during New Year. First, wedding customs, divided into Northern style, Bailey, and Southern style, Nanli. To understand this, we must know Old Beijing's geographical divisions. The city walls, today's Second Ring Road, formed a convex shape. Inner city, upper convex part, roughly matching modern Subway Line 2's route. Since inner city was northern, it was called North City, hence northern-style weddings. The outer city, lower convex part, stretched from Qianmen, Xuanwumen, Chongwenmen, to South Second Ring. Southern location meant southern-style weddings. Residents differed greatly. During Qing Dynasty, Manchus and elites lived north. Ordinary Han Chinese were forced south. Thus, Bili reflected Manchu traditions, Manli preserved Han customs. Generally, northern-style weddings had similar steps. First, matchmaking, mediators verified mutual interest. Second step, exchanging humen tai. What's humen tai? Mutual delivery of formal cards. These cards listed birth dates, or 8 characters, and family info to ensure compatibility. Third step, He Hun, astrologically confirming compatibility, avoiding clashes. Fourth step, Winding, or Fang Sha Ding. What's that? Like modern engagement, confirming marriage, setting approximate dates, allowing preparation time. Here, the groom gifted 2 boxes of jewelry and 2 boxes of fabrics to the bride. The bride's family hosted a banquet in return and presented counter gifts. These included scholars' treasures, fabrics, and clothing. About a month before the wedding comes step 5. Holding the Dian ritual. Let me explain those characters. Dian meaning ceremonial offering, Yan meaning wild goose, symbolizing marital fidelity since geese mate for life. People thus adopted geese as emblems of devoted love. Traditionally, grooms brought live geese to brides' homes during this ritual. Later, geese became scarce, replaced by ducks or wooden carvings. Old Beijing's Dian Yan ritual formally set wedding dates and delivered betrothal gifts. similar to step 4 but grander, hence big betrothal. Step 6, the wedding ceremony itself. Wedding day featured bride dash fetching and formal rites. Bride fetching. Groom led procession in red sedan chair to collect bride from her home. After bride left her parents, rites included crossing a saddle and shi sha ritual. Groom shot 3 headless arrows at sedan curtain, then worshipped heaven earth at altar, exchanged cups, unveiled bride, etc. After banquet, step 7, hui men or home returning. Usually next day, newlyweds visited bride's family for a feast. Before this, mother-in-law examined bride's chastity. If verified, celebrations continued. Bride then opened her trousseau to distribute gifts, kai shang li. Only after hui men was the northern-style wedding complete. Now southern-style, similar steps but key differences. During engagement, step 4, matchmakers couldn't attend, replaced by respected officials from both families. Whereas Northern style required matchmakers to preside. Rites like kailian, traditional facial threading for brides, were overseen by elders. What's kailian? It involves pressing multicolored threads against the face to repeatedly pluck off fine hairs, symbolizing marriage. A girl experiences kailian just once, in Northern style weddings, the day after, Southern style before boarding the bridal sedan. If weddings signify taking on responsibilities, funeral rites summarize one's entire life. Next, let's explore another vital ritual in Old Beijingers' lives: funeral rites. Old Beijing funerals included encoffining, placing the deceased in a coffin, then establishing a mourning hall. Before burial, families hosted visitors in halls, housing coffins or memorial tablets. Wake durations varied by wealth, but all observed Jisan. Jisan traditionally believed souls reach the underworld 3 days after death. Rites held to send them off, also called Songsong. Jisan was paramount. All families held ceremonies this day to honor the departed. Activities included condolences, banquets, burning joss paper, music, and Fang Yanku rituals. Yanku refers to hungry ghosts in Buddhist hell realms. Ein Yanku is a Buddhist ceremony offering food or water to hungry ghosts, accumulating merit for the deceased transcendence. Next came Bansu, the funeral procession. On Bansu Day, families kept vigil all night, symbolizing eternal separation. This was the core funeral day, when condolences and monetary gifts were presented. They also conducted Dian Zu, Dian meaning dot, Zu meaning master. Historical memorial tablets read left brace name, right brace Jizu, left brace master, name, right brace. Pre-ritual, the dot above, Shu, was missing. A celebrity added it during Bansu, signifying status. Finally, Haiyin burial occurred. These steps completed Old Beijing funeral rites. Having covered life's 2 milestones, let's discuss the year's major events: ancestral worship and New Year. First, ancestral worship. Chinese deeply revere honoring ancestors. The Analects mention respecting the departed and cherishing traditions. Old Beijingers equally valued this. Manchu worship involved erecting 3-meter poles with tin plates holding glutinous rice cakes. In front of the pole, place a rectangular board topped with millet flour buns. On New Year's Eve morning, perform 3 kneelings and 9 kowtows with offerings. Kowtow morning and evening on New Year's Day, and after kowtowing early on the second day, remove the offerings. Ancestral worship is the year's pivotal event. Only after completing it does the year feel whole. Now let's discuss Chinese New Year. Centuries of customs have inspired folk rhymes, like 23rd, sticky melon candy, 24th, house cleaning, 30th night, staying up, first morning, strolling about. Well, this New Year routine persists today. Among New Year rituals, the kitchen god holds vital importance. He evolved into a deity overseeing household fortunes, reporting annually to the Jade Emperor on lunar December 24th and returning post-midnight on New Year's Eve. Hence, Beijing's send-off on the 23rd and welcome back customs. Around 7 p.m. on December 23rd, people place offerings like guandong candy and melon candy on the kitchen god's shrine. They also prepare cool water and fodder for his horse, burn incense, and recite brief prayers. Then smear candy around the stove mouth, symbolically sealing his lips so he speaks sweetly to the Jade Emperor. Old Beijingers coined a vivid two-part allegorical saying, "Guess what? When the kitchen god ascends, speak only good words. After sending him off, prepare his image and offerings on New Year's Eve to welcome him back. Well, after burning incense, family members bow in sequence, then burn joss paper, signifying his successful return. Only after welcoming the kitchen god can the whole family celebrate the new year. Um, Otherwise, the year hasn't truly turned. This ritual emphasis reflects profound reverence for tradition, especially significant in Beijing, where centuries of minority rule fostered cultural unity. But after this overview, you've gained insight into Old Beijingers' lifestyles and rites. But you might wonder, how did Old Beijingers make a living? Now we enter part 3, Old Beijing's diverse trades, spotlighting 5 iconic industries: gold shops, mounting shops, traditional medicine, coal mines, and cozy entertainment venues. Let's start with gold shops. The basic business of Old Beijing gold shops was crafting gold and silver jewelry, utensils, and such. But their bigger gig was acting as agents for buying official positions. Speaking of Juanwan, we gotta mention ancient China's official selection system. Back then, to become an official, one way was grinding through imperial exams, where you could enter via Wangguan. Oh, simply put, that's buying an office. But whether exams or Zhuangwan, it just got you qualified, like a bench warmer. To actually play, you needed to report to the Ministry of Personnel and wait your turn. They draw lots regularly based on order to pick postings. Could take ages, and where you landed was pure luck. In the early mid-Qing dynasty, with strong finances and cleaner politics, Yanwan was spotty and not mainstream. By the late Qing, wars broke out often, plus land cessions and reparations piled up, and corruption got way worse. To state coffers, the Qing government had to roll out Zhuangwan big time. With tons of nobles and officials in Old Beijing, pulling strings for Zhuangwan was super common. Many ministers even skimmed profits through Zhuangwan, and gold shops became agents handling cash and connections for positions. All right, after gold shops, let's chat about mounting shops. Old Beijing wasn't just a political hub, it was a cultural hotspot, drawing all sorts of masters. Calligraphy and paintings were everywhere. A piece needed to show off the artist's chops and the mounting artistry. Both were key. So the mounting biz tied to art boomed big time. Mounting shops in Beijing clustered in spots like Liulichang and Longfusi. Now, Liulichang's the most famous. Their experts rock at restoring ancient artworks, especially those with nearly rotten cores from big names demanding top-notch skill. That's why Liulichang became a beacon of Beijing's culture, birthing century-old brands like Ronbao Zai. Next up, traditional medicine. Gotta talk Tongrentan, especially with the TV show Da Zhai Men about Yu Jingyu, the 12th gen heir, making it a household name. Yep, Tongrentang's the rep of Old Beijing's med scene, with over 300 years under its belt. Tongrentang gained nationwide fame for strict ingredient selection and meticulous processing, plus its long history as imperial pharmacy. After the PRC's founding, its leader personally handed all secret formulas to the state. Since then, Tongrentang became state-owned, making indelible contributions to China's medical industry. Beyond Tongrentang, Old Beijing had other historic pharmacies like Henyantang and Qingrentang, still operating today. Beijing's millennial capital status relied not just on geography, but also abundant energy supplies. Now let's explore Old Beijing's coal industry. Coal mining here spans nearly a millennium. Western Beijing had abundant surface coal, some exposed for easy mining. Most pits clustered around Mentugu. Ancient Western Beijing routes eased transport. Coal from places like Quanmen was hauled by mules or camels via Shijingshan to Fuchanmen, then city markets. Finally, let's discuss kuzi. What's that? Kuzi were informal trades relying solely on reputation, each operating in designated zones. Most typical were kitchen kuzi, similar to modern catering services. Back then, people held weddings and funerals at home. Common folks used kitchen kuzi. Like restaurants, they had Chengtao managers who cooked and handled business. Chengtao treated clients like friends, sometimes gifting money, accepting gifts instead of payment. Reputation was everything. Poor performers vanished. Beyond kitchens, Kuzi included tea services, transport, and lodging, all reputation driven with unique rules. So, we've covered lifestyles, rituals, and trades. This book's authentic scope makes it invaluable for historical research. Like the term Zuan mentioned, it's written with hand radical plus praise character, meaning skilled workers in certain trades would gather at fixed spots waiting for hire. These locations were called Zuan. This Zuan was somewhat like modern job fairs, but they mainly recruited manual laborers as detailed in the Zuan section. The author vividly depicts workers holding axes, saws, and tools, sipping tea, chatting, while awaiting jobs. This remains the only historical record of Old Beijing labor practices. As the author states, I aim to document forgotten customs, preserving unrecorded traditions while honoring elders' memories. Thus, stylistically, this book reads like an encyclopedia, meticulously capturing life's nuances. That simple, unhurried charm of Old Beijing life remains unforgettable. All right, that concludes our journey through Old Beijing life. Reading notes are below the audio. That's all for this book. Farewell.